Season 2, Episode 18, Timers. How I use timers in my Christmas musical shows. These ones right here, a lot of you are familiar with. They are 24-hour mechanical indoor timers. I don't use them anymore because they are not very accurate. These ones are very old. As you can see, they call it a smart timer, and you can see where it says automatically turns power on at dusk, then off at dawn. You're depending on the sunlight for that one to work. This one here I've had for a very long time. It's my first digital one. It's very old, and I'm pretty sure that it does still work. But I do not use it anymore because the buttons stick sometimes, and so I just abandon it. These ones are ones that I've bought and used. Very complicated to program and all of that. I do not like complications, so I do not use them anymore. The next ones that I got a year or two ago are these digital timers. They come in a 2-pack. They are very good, but to me, still they are complicated. Not very complicated, but there are too many steps. I do not like too many steps when I have to program these things. I like simplicity, and this one was not giving me simplicity. As you can see, but all these ones down here though have done their job. I have a new generation of digital timers now. This one here is my #1 favorite right there. This one, I got it recently, and there's a big difference between both of them. This one right here is a countdown timer, and in order to use this one, you need to hit on, and then you need to hit the hours that you want it to go. For me, it's 6 hours right there, and then you gotta hit repeat. And then if you start it at 5 o'clock like I do, every evening at 5 o'clock it will repeat. Drawback with this one is if the power goes out, then you got to do it over. You got to wait until 5 o'clock the next day, or whatever time you set them to start, for it to get going. That's a drawback with this one right here, but it's very simple to set. It's on 2, 4, or 6 hours, repeat, and then it does its job. This one right here is programmable, and what I love about this is the simplicity. You just go right in there to on time, and you put the time in there, hour, minute on this side. Then the on time, you just put it in there. Make sure you put AM or PM, and the hours over there, AM or PM. And then for off time, come over here, hit off, come over here, put hour, done. If the power goes out, these remain like this. They are powered by battery, I'm assuming, inside of them. I've never opened any of them. But these are my absolute favorite because of their simplicity. And when the power goes out, it stays on. So when the power comes back on, these timers are up and running and working well. This one doesn't do that, as I said. So these are some of the timers that I have used and still using. And the next ones are the other ones that I use for my show. I'm going to go to that next. Another thought about these timers that I forgot just now is that they all do say that they are indoor timers. And yes, they're built for indoors, but I use them outdoors all the time. What you have to do is make sure that you cover it up so that when the rain falls, the water does not hit it. If the water hit it, then you got a problem. So I use them outdoors and make sure that I cover them up, secure them from the elements, or else you will be in trouble. Your timers will go off and all kinds of stuff could happen. So yes, I do use them outdoors. I'll see you in a little bit. These are the timers that I use for my Christmas musical show. I have them in zones. You have seen me made another video on this. Now they're up and running. The time up to date right now is 12:16 p.m. and they all say that. These particular ones can be very difficult and meticulous to program. What I had to do is write it out in my own words until I got used to it. These ones I bought at Home Depot over 15 years ago, and they're still up and running every single Christmas time. I just break them out. At the end of the previous season, I make sure that I put away, take the batteries out of them. But these ones have been getting the job done for me. And what I do is make sure that I write the time. My zone 1 here is my choo-choo train. Sorry, zone 4, my choo-choo train, it comes on at 5:30. My zone 2, front yard left. Zone 3, LEDs, etc. etc. Now, my zone 5 is backyard and all of that. So I make sure that it works like that. Now, I have them attached to these power strips because in South Florida, like a few nights ago, it does rain quite a bit in December and January. So by doing this, the power comes down these wires here from the main breaker box, and it comes into these power strips. Then it goes into the timers, and if it rains or look as if it's going to rain, I just hit these switches right here and turn them all off right from here. I do not allow my Christmas show to go on if it's raining. I'll look at a few other timers in a minute. This is going to be the last set of timers that I'm going to talk about. These ones right here are on the LED strips on my choo-choo train on the other side of this fence. You can see that the red lights are on them because these timers come built in these little block boxes. So it has the power on, power off, and then light output, brightness, and then the timer. And you can see that the timer here will give you 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours. And because of that, it's like that. Now, the great thing, the only thing about this is that you've got to plug these into a circuit that is not controlled by another timer. It has to be a straight circuit from the power box so that this stays on like this, because it doesn't make sense to put a timer on a timer. So these ones work independent of any other timer. So that is the last set of timers. I'm hoping that these will help. See you later. Those timers that I just showed you in the previous video that I took in back of my choo-choo train, I got a couple more sitting right here. As you can see that that is what the light looks like. These types of lighting are built by a company by the name of Bethlehem Lights. They're out of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. I buy these from QVC outlet stores. There's one in Lancaster, PA, one in Fraser, PA, and the one that I frequent most likely these days, now that I live in Florida, is in Brandon, Florida. There's also a HSN, which QVC owns, in Tampa also. As you can see that these timers, these lights come with built-in timer. All you got to do is just plug them in and program them. The off button is there, on button, and then it gives the light option, brightness, and then the timer. It gives a 4, a 6, and an 8 hour time. And all you got to do is plug them in. And as I said earlier, make sure not to plug these in a circuit that is already controlled by a timer. Because if you do that, every day you got to come back and reprogram this. So it has to be a clear circuit that is not on a timer. But these are great. Not sure These ones, these two on this side are battery operated. As you can see that the black box is much bigger, and these are, I think it's C or D batteries that they use. And they will come in conveniently if you don't have power where you want your light to be. So these are the last set of timers that I use. As to whether Bethlehem Light makes these particular lights anymore, I don't know. I've had them now for several years, and they're a great Christmas light output, factory, and they change your technology all the time. But these I've had for years, and they just keep on keeping on. Alrighty, so that's it for timers. See you later. The very last timer that I'm going to talk about in this tutorial is the one that came with this star feature here. As you can see that it does have a timer function right there, and this particular one I just got it yesterday and I put it up this morning, and I'm going to take a look at it. It looks more like a shooting star. It's called a Christmas tree lights with star tree topper. But the remote that it comes with right here, in order to set the timer, you have to point it to this part of the setup right there. And once you put it there, then you can time it to come on the different things. This is the directions that came with it, and there's a lot of features on it that is used. As I said, I put it up, hurriedly put it up this morning here. The great thing about it, which is different from the shooting star, is that it comes with 12 of these tails right here, 12 of them. And at the top of it, it is round. So I have 2 of them. They come in a box of 2. I have one on top of my Christmas tree inside. And then of course I have this one out here. But I can't wait to see what the timer feature looks like. I know that on the timer feature here, you can get 4 hours, 6 hours, and 8 hours. It also have a dimmer feature from very low to very bright. This seems as if it's an awesome light. I'm going to try it out tonight.